And it sounds like we've got Purple on the line here for us. Purple, can you hear us?
Yeah, how are you doing, Admirable?
Pretty darn good. Congratulations on your 5th win tonight in HPL. I want to go straight into the last game where your opening hand was so strong with Innervate. You had multiple options on how to pan it out. Talk to us about your thought process.
All right, so when you have a Wild Growth and Innervate hand, you want to Innervate first. You don't want to Wild Growth first, because if you Innervate first, you get something on board and that starts doing damage. And you can always Wild Growth later. So my curve was Innervate Shredder into Shade, and then I can Wild Growth on turn 4, and that leads into my Emperor. I could have went like Wild Growth, Innervate Emperor, but then I don't have a Shredder hitting them in the face the whole time.
Yeah, very good points. Now, in this match, we saw a couple decks out of you that we haven't seen here yet on HPL. We saw Mech Mage and Freeze Mage. What were you trying to accomplish with those queue-ups?
All I've really been practicing of late, like in the last month, has been Freeze Mage, and I haven't brought it yet. One of the better Freeze Mages in the world, I like to think. Kaldi has been bringing a lot of Warlock, and Freeze Mage is a favorite against every single form of Warlock. It beats all forms of Hunter. The only bad matchup for him would have been the Druid and the Patron. And the sequencing he's been queuing in is Hunter, Druid, then Handlock, then Patron. So I knew Freeze Mage for games 2 and 4 we were good. 2 and 4, I think, yeah. He's been leading with Hunter a lot, so Mech Mage is actually a favorite. I got really unlucky, I want to say. I lost the first game to Shredder RNG with like, oh, Ancient Watcher. That's cool. Oh, no, wait, he has Al. This sucks. And then the second Shredder gave him a 3-attack minion, and I knew that the Anthony's play was really solid, because first of all, I only lost the Freezing Trap number 2. So, second of all, if the Shredder has a 2-attack or less, his only out in his entire deck was Huffer. And that was his only out. But he got a 3-attack, so then he had 2 bows and a Glazuka and a Huffer. Either way, I was still like 80% favorite to win that. And then I got RMG'd out.
Just wow, unbelievable analysis. Now, you talked about how you pick up on these patterns these players had. Did you have your decks labeled, game 1, game 2, game 3 again?
For more or less. I knew I was leading Mech Mage into Hunter. Game 2, I wanted to just throw the fastball at him, or just throw the curveball and show a different mage. It wasn't Mech Mage again; it was the Freeze Mage. Because you mulligan very differently for those 2 decks. Also, like using Al on Scientist instead of Doomsayers, things like that. Like you play with less intelligence, try to pick every advantage I can get.
Well, you seem to be guessing your opponents perfectly. This is the 2nd match in a row where you've claimed you knew exactly how they were going to queue up. And it seems like you're getting the better of them here, and that's one of the reasons why you're winning so much. Your 5th win now is taken out in HPL. You're making some strong headway to that top 8 point. Congratulations tonight.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night, boys.
Thanks, you too. Wow, I mean, how do
Unbelievable.
you know what your opponent's going to queue up? This is literally the 2nd time in a row now he's claimed he knew exactly what games they were going to play what decks.
Yeah, we talked about this going in, that he picks up patterns that you have in your game and what you've been queuing. So if you could go back and pick up your own, you should probably change a few things up against Purple going forward.
I mean, I don't know if I believe it.
I believe it.
I mean, the fact that he's winning the games, that's how you have to take account for it. And I think he's getting the better matchups in those as well. If you want to see exactly how he's been doing that, you can head over to pvplive.net and see it for yourself. Full recaps, stats breakdowns, who he's played against so far and how he has played against them. All wonderful points for Purple. I mean, what a strong looking player right now. Finds himself at 5-2 now in HPL. Just awesome stuff that he's had. And so we're going to go to a break right now. Our 2nd match is in the books, but we've got one more for you tonight. Cannot wait to see Era play again. Always brings something to the table, but he's going to have to face off against Powder if he wants to pick up his 5th win in HPL. Don't go anywhere, guys. You're watching Hearthstone on PvP Live.